What is up, folks? Welcome in. We are back with another Rams win edition of JE Live. That feels nice to say. The last time we said that or had anything close to that was the Super Bowl, at least during the regular season into the postseason. Welcome in. Hope you guys enjoyed that game. I enjoyed half of it. I think the other half was a little stressful as well. I think a lot of people could agree with, but the Rams they do hang on here 31-27. They did take down the Atlanta Falcons, and not an easy one. Not an easy one. It starts off looking a lot like 2019 where the Rams won 37-7. And then the second half, really, Atlanta. You look at the third quarter, huge touchdown. We didn't realize it at the time, but huge touchdown for Drake London, making it a 28-10 game. They hold the Rams to a 20-yard field goal. That's always a win for the defense. So it's 31-10, the exact score, opposite, of course, that they lost last week to the Buffalo Bills. And then Olamide Zaccheaus caught an 11-yard touchdown with 8:14 to go in the fourth quarter to make it a little interesting here, 31-17. Following that up, the Falcons were able to not even 4 minutes later get a huge punt block and take it back to the house, get the 2-point conversion, and make it a 6-point game. And then after that, the Rams took a Brandon Powell safety following a Jalen Ramsey interception, and that's how the Rams ended up winning the game. It was a very odd game. Very odd. I haven't seen really anything like it. Very, very different. The Rams came out and they looked probably as good as they've ever looked on the offensive side of the ball, if I'm being honest. Matthew Stafford was putting on a clinic, and he throws 2 picks in this game. This game probably should have been like 45-17. I don't know. I feel like it should have been like 45-17. So to win a game in the NFL is not something that you can just take lightly. It's not college football. Keep in mind, I know a lot of people wanted the blowout and all that, but it's not college football. That's a big thing because college football is all about win. How much you win by and standings and all of that. And with the NFL, it's like, I win a game, it helps me. You don't have to worry about flashy points or anything. It's why the Rams took a safety strategically to hang on to the game. I mean, they had a chance, I guess, at the end to throw a Hail Mary, but it was pretty much, 31-27. So I had, some people that were DMing me throughout the game and, couldn't wait to see my thoughts on this. And I'm not going to be ripping this team a new one. If people are looking for that, this is not what this stream's about. I'm giving my thoughts from the game. And, the Falcons scored 17 points in the fourth quarter to the Rams 3. Rams scored 7. So the Falcons actually outscored the Rams 24-10 in the second half. I still don't come away with this game feeling like the Rams got outplayed at the end. I felt like there were some fluke things. You had the Matthew Stafford pick. The first one, to Higbee, it wasn't a great throw. The second one was, not a great decision either. Aside from that, he looked awesome. You have Henderson running well and getting taken out of the game. Cam Akers not running well and staying in the game. I don't think he was horrible, but he ran 2.9 yards per carry to Henderson's 4.7. I do think that hurt them. I will say that. I think not being able to run out the clock and just really run the ball really hurt them. They ran 26 times for 2.5 yards per carry. Now that is incredibly an deflated stat because Brandon Powell took a negative 26-yard gain, or rather a 26-yard loss, to take if those of you who don't understand what I'm talking about, he took a safety, he took the snap as a punter and ran out of the back of the end zone. Brilliant move by Sean McVay. Didn't care about the score, just was all about trying to get the W. It's smart because another blocked punt and the game's over. There was no time for the Rams to even go down the field, so that the Rams would have effectively lost the game. Looking at this, I thought, Stafford was great. The 2 interceptions, not really ideal, but aside from that, he was great. Kupp was great aside from the fumble. He's been unbelievable. 11 catches, 108 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tyler Higbee, you fantasy owners out there, I'd start him every week. He had 9 targets in this game, caught 7 of them for 71 yards. Allen Robinson caught 4 for 53 and a touchdown. Aside from that, they got Skoranek involved a little bit. 2 catches, 16. Akers, 2 catches, 18. And a catch for 6 yards, Brandon Powell. A little surprised not to see Tutu Atwell utilized at all. I don't know what the deal was there. I thought the Falcons did a nice job with Drake London and Marcus Mariota until the end of the game. I thought he played a hell of a game in the sense that he kept them in the game. So if anything, they were able to get any of those crazy breaks or whatever, they could take advantage of that. And so, kind of along the lines of what, this user's comment, and I'm sorry, I can't really see it that well. I don't know why. Like the font is just kind of weird. Alt lag. This comment is a really good point. Just going to say that hopefully the Rams are getting a better idea of what it means that they'll be facing every team's best shot and adjust accordingly. Absolutely. They got the Falcons' best shot. You definitely saw that. It was pretty evident. The Falcons did the same thing last week. They actually dominated last week. They totally outplayed the Saints. I mean, the Saints came back. They had a moment like the Falcons did against the Rams. They had to come back just to win. So not the most ideal game. You wanted to see them obviously really dominate. And you saw that for a half. But I think the second half, they definitely have some stuff to clean up. Jacoby Durant, shout out to him. He got an interception, his first of his career. Literally just slid right into the rotation and got an interception. Jalen Ramsey with the dagger interception. Ernest Jones led the team with 12 tackles. Jordan Fuller had 8. Bobby Wagner had 7. Justin Hollins had a game, 5. He had a sack, a tackle for a loss, and a quarterback hit. Another guy that had another sack was Bobby Wagner. They had 3 on Mariota. Jacoby Durant got in there and had a sack. 3 pass breakups, 2 from Ramsey, 1 from Jacoby Durant. I thought Durant just kind of plugged in there seamlessly. I thought that was really impressive to see that from the youngster. So good stuff there. Definitely great to see that. Matt Gay, making his only field goal attempt of the game, 4 for 4 with the extra points. Felt like the Rams at one point in this game just felt unstoppable as an offense, and their defense did give up some yards, gave up some yards on the ground, gave up some yards through the air. Although once again, they held Kyle Pitts to two receptions for 19 yards. Once again, Drake London having a good game for the Falcons. So interesting dynamic there, how Drake London has kind of emerged as number 1 option over Kyle Pitts. So again, takeaways from this game, and then I'll get to questions. I'll look at all your guys. Just don't worry, I'm going to get to that. Matthew Stafford, thought he looked incredible. Aside from the 2 interceptions, I thought he just looked perfect. I mean, really, he had some unbelievable throws. There's still going to be people saying the elbow. I think the guy just throws interceptions. Okay, Favre did too. Favre's a Hall of Famer. He's won Super Bowls. It's okay. Okay, it's annoying, but he just, he's trying to make a play. I didn't love either of the 2 throws. I thought one of them should have been picked that wasn't. The quadruple coverage throw in the end zone to Kupp, not ideal. Allen Robinson had 5 targets, caught 4 of them. I think the other one he would have caught if it was near him. Robinson's going to be huge for this offense, no doubt about it. I think this offense is going to be really good when Van Jefferson comes back. I do think they miss him. Love the way they use Ben Skoranek in the fullback spot. I think that was honestly Sean McVay taking a look at the Bills tape, seeing what they did and being like, ooh, I like the way they use Gary Gilliam as the lead blocker. Let me start using Ben Skoranek that way. He's big enough. I mean, at least he looks it. So I thought he did a great job with that. I thought having Skoranek as the lead blocker was genius. And I thought Henderson ran hard, had a touchdown, had a 13-yard run. I thought the offensive line was huge. I don't believe Stafford was sacked once, I think. So, I mean, I just think it was to lose Tremaine Ankrum that early on in the game and to keep your quarterback upright and to honestly block the lanes that they were blocking open. I mean, I thought just the run game was there. They didn't really use it as much. I mean, they 25 carries, sure. They gave 5 extra to Cam Akers, who, I think is he's solid. But clearly Henderson showed you in this game he's the better back. So, all in all, couple freak things. This is exactly why you play. This is why teams and coaches want to play conservatively because, Mariota had 7.5 yards per attempt. I mean, that's right behind Stafford's 7.6. But make no mistake about it, until the end, Mariota didn't really turn the ball over, and that's what kept them in the game. So when you don't turn the ball over, you're able to kind of sustain some yards, sustain some drives. Then it opens up the door if your defense can get a freak, big play or you get a punt block, for instance. Then all of a sudden, okay, things can change. And I think the Falcons, they played well enough to have a chance to win at the end. That's really what it comes down to. I mean, the second half, they played good football. I thought they did well. They made adjustments. I mean, it's really hard to stop this Rams offense, and I think the Rams did shoot themselves in the foot. But you got to give credit where credit's due. And I think the Falcons deserve some credit. Now, the penalties, that one penalty, David Long, aside from that, I thought the Rams did a nice job playing some clean, disciplined football. They forced 3 turnovers. Last week, they forced 4. They also gave away the ball 3 times. So, it kind of equals out there. They ended up winning the time of possession battle by almost a minute. So not a dominant performance, but, 337 to 261 total yards and 24 first downs to 17. 6 of 10 on third downs, 3 of 10, for the Falcons. I thought the Rams' first half was about as perfect as it gets, and I thought the second half was a little disappointing to only come away with 10 points when this team was on its way to a 45-17 win. But at the same time, and I'm not trying to, say that, just because this is what happened, this is how everyone has to react, but at the same time, you have to keep in mind that, a lot of teams struggled. I mean, the Raiders were up big. They were up, 23-17, and the Cardinals have scored 16 unanswered in the fourth quarter to tie it up. Actually, it's in overtime now. The Browns, I mean, I cover the Jets also on this channel, so I watched that entire game. Joe Flacco was awesome in this game. 4 touchdowns, 307 yards, no interceptions. They came back and beat the Browns. The Browns were up by 2 possessions in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes to go. You look at these games. I mean, the Chargers had an opportunity, and they lost a thriller at the end. Miami was down 28-7 against Baltimore, and they came back and ended up winning on 6 touchdowns from Tua Tagovailoa, 42-38 on the road to go 2-0. I mean, New England wins 17-14 in Pittsburgh. Jacksonville blows out Indy. The Giants win, last second game there. They're 2-0. Tampa won a game in which, I mean, they were shut out for 3 quarters pretty much. The Lions won that crazy game against Washington. They were dominating, and then Washington came storming back, and then they pulled away at the end. Denver barely hung on against Houston at home. Dallas beat Cincinnati without Dak Prescott. I mean, Cincinnati, the team that's just in the Super Bowl, is now 0-2. The league is thrilling. The league is exciting. It's unpredictable. And it just is a reminder, looking at the way this year's going and the way it's off to right now. Yeah, we can sit here and we can say this isn't good enough, right? We can, the Rams should blow this team out. And, maybe you're right. Maybe they should. But this is also the way the league is. And this is not a team that just blows everybody out either. I mean, we've seen it. They were blowing out Houston, and Sean McVay took out all his starters. What I like about this is Sean McVay never took out any of his starters, because I think it was getting to that point where he could have considered that, and I'm glad he didn't. Very glad he didn't, based on the way it looks. You were up 28-3. I mean, so I don't know. Again, I thought there was a lot of good things to take away. I'm excited to look at the film and kind of go from there. We're gonna have a film review probably whenever it comes out, whether it's Monday or Wednesday or whatever. So that'll be exciting. Now let's get to the comments, right? Because you guys are probably commenting and probably like, Jake, are you gonna answer my comment? Let's see here. Oh, Darius, thank you so much. I appreciate the donation. Yo, what up, Jake and Ramley? Close game, but really loved our first half play and usage of Benny Sco as fullback. Defense still got to find its identity, but I think we'll be fine. Totally agree. I totally agree. And thank you so much. It means a lot. That really definitely helps the channel. So really appreciate that. But yeah, I could not stress enough. I texted Alexis and I was just like, oh my God, I love Ben Skoranek at fullback. I thought it was genius. I thought it was, once again, Sean McVay, looks at, hey, we lost this game. Let's go through the film progression and everything. And like, oh crap, this not Gary Gilliam. I forget the guy's first name, but Gilliam, the fullback for Buffalo. I pointed him out multiple times in our film study live. As you can see, the Rams clearly saw it because they started using him as a fullback a lot. And I thought it worked well. There you go. First. Great start, sloppy middle, made the final plays to win, kind of what I expected from first string in their second live action, bring on the Cards. Yeah, and the Cards, apparently they tied it up, they're in overtime, and then something happened. Discord said that Marquise Brown dropped it, and I don't know, the Raiders have the ball now, I guess, is what I'm seeing. I mean, I don't know. But anyway, hopefully we can get these mistakes squared away. It's true. The reason Atlanta was able to come back in that game was because McVay abandoned everything that was working on offense. The first half in her favor, 15-plus yard pass attempt strictly to Kupp. That's true. He did abandon what was working, and I do think that definitely led to that. Hey, Jake, I hit the like. Yes, please do me a favor. If you haven't already, be sure to hit the thumbs up button, also known as the like button, and the subscribe button if you want more content like this. Can someone please tell me... Oh, you'll take the win, but could use a drink after that. I feel that. I definitely could too. Can someone please tell me is Tutu Atwell dead? No, he's not dead. I just think they just didn't use him today. I don't know. It was interesting. I thought they definitely had an opportunity to. That was a huge pick for Jalen. He needed that. He's been struggling, and I think even he knows that. So that was definitely big time play. The LA Rams still need strong power fullback for the tough yards and goal line scoring. See, I disagree. I don't think they need a fullback. They basically used Ben Skoranek as such, and I thought he was great. So, made it easier for him, kind of gave him a pathway of who he should be blocking, when he should be blocking, and all that. So, yeah, I don't think they need a fullback at all. He is a beast. I'd imagine the Falcons were trying a similar defensive lineup like the Bills, because I agree on where's Atwell. They did, and I mean, you kind of saw that. They were trying to take they took a huge shot away. Stafford, everyone was like, why didn't he throw to Allen Robinson? You could see Jalen Hawkins was kind of peering in the back. You couldn't see on the screen, but you could barely see his helmet. They had guys back there, and that's why, Stafford didn't take that shot. Yes, they sure could use a powerful back. Instead, Rams have too many undersized running backs. I saw a lot of power from Darrell Henderson. Just look at the runs in, the red zone. Enough said. Lots of strange decisions the past few weeks. Well, I could go with a lot of teams. I've been saying that since 2008. Yikes, defense was better than the score indicates. That's true. The lack of a consistent running back is also so annoying. I mean, like I said, and I'll continue to pound the table for it. I think the Rams have a very consistent running back in Darrell Henderson. I mean, when he's in, he gets positive yards. The only 3 negative plays of the entire game were 3 of Cam Akers' 15 rushes. I mean, that has to tell you something. So, that's that. The way I almost pulled... Yeah. Rams very suspect. I don't know if I agree with that. It's still early on in the year. We'll see what ends up happening. They got the win. If they lost, that would completely change the narrative. Like McVay said, I need a drink. The last half sweated out my cold. There you go. Jake's Super Bowl slump is real. Bengals are 0-2. Rams barely won. Yeah, but the thing about the Super Bowl hangover that everyone keeps using and forgets is that the Super Bowl hangover is mainly going to affect the team that lost the Super Bowl. We saw with the Rams in 2019. They were not the same team. They dealt with injuries. They could never really get anything going. That's where the Bengals are at right now. Although the Rams never went 0-2. So, oh yeah. I mean, I guess in a sense, sure. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I could see that. Say what you'll want about Ramsey, but if you had a gun at your head and you needed one corner to prevent a touchdown for your life, Jalen's the pick 9 out of 10. Yeah, he's definitely up there. Late game goal line play calls were bad. I agree with that. Did Atwell go up into the Rams' attic, never to be seen again? I don't think so. Why do Rams always like to keep other teams in the game? No matter how big the lead, you know it's coming. Keep your foot on their throat. My God, glad we won. But does it always have to be so straight? Yeah, I hear you. I definitely hear you there. Big game for Jacoby Durant. Had a sack, had a bunch of pass breakups, and had an interception. Huge game for him. 2019, I've been saying that. Yeah, I don't think it's 2019 over again, but we'll see. I just saw. I'm not watching the game. What happened? Because I see a giant yellow line that would indicate the Raiders. I don't even know what just happened. I have no idea. You'll have to let me know. Gamecast has been weird as hell. I have it on the side. It's really distracting. So you guys can let me know in the comments what happened in the Raiders-Cardinals game. A snail could have kicked faster than Dixon. I thought the O-line played well. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, there you are. You're here for the comments. All right. Defense had bad tackling. Jake, how did you feel about A.J. Jackson playing guard? He looked really good, and it kind of goes, to the point, corresponds to what I said in the offseason. Preseason. Look, it's hard to evaluate these guys in preseason because they're playing around guys that aren't going to make the team. I mean, A.J. Jackson didn't look great at guard, but he's playing next to Bobby Evans at right tackle. He's playing next to Jack Snyder at center, who didn't make the team. You got to think about that. Now he's on the starting offensive line, and they were moving the pile. They look good. You mean 5 interceptions to this point? I assume that's what you're talking about because he didn't have 5 interceptions in the game, but I don't think it's that concerning. I don't. I mean, it's annoying, sure, but it doesn't. I'm not sitting here panicking about Stafford. You're not going to get me to do that. He won the Super Bowl last year for a reason. He's one of the best quarterbacks in football, and the league is full of interceptions. Everyone talks about Stafford's 17. They don't talk about Josh Allen's 15, Joe Burrow's 14, Justin Herbert's 15. They don't talk about that. Yeah, he's got that role. Who else is going to take that role from him? Ben Skoranek has got that fullback role locked up. Yeah, but that was a huge interception. Hopefully he can get back on the right track. I felt that way too. I felt like Alexis's pick was going to make the most sense, and then it didn't end up. It ended up being close, so that was weird. I'm mad. Terrible win today. Terrible top to bottom. Glad McVay ran more than just 11, but goodness, this was an ugly W. It's hard to say it was an ugly. I understand, Darren. The result obviously sucked. So the Cardinals just won. Wow. Renfro apparently fumbled, and the Cardinals just won in overtime. Yeah, the Raiders just blew. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? We're sitting here, we're complaining about how the Rams won. We're complaining that they almost blew it to the Falcons in a day of madness. The last time all the New York teams won in sports on the same day, except for basketball, was 2009. So it was pure chaos today. Historically, today didn't make any sense. And the Cardinals, who are not that good of a football team, and now all the Arizona fans might actually think that, this might trick them into thinking that. They just beat the Raiders after being down 23-7. And, It just goes to show you. And they deserve it. They just killed my prize picks. Darren Waller needed 1 yard. I just needed 1 yard. I'm glad they lost. Let's see. One positive thing is Coleman Shelton kicking ass at center. Our running game was much better, especially with Ben at fullback. Totally agree. And I think Coleman Shelton's better than Brian Allen. I understand one was a Pro Bowler, one was not. I think Coleman Shelton was brought back for a reason. Yes, prayers up to Trey Lance. Really unfortunate there, as well as Tremaine Ankrum. Hate to see those, especially Ankrum's playing his first freaking game and he gets hurt. It just bothers me. That really bothers me. Benny Sko did well today. He did. I don't think they need to trade Akers. They don't need to trade Akers ASAP, and here's why. They don't have anybody else. When Kyron comes back, maybe you look into that. Maybe he doesn't fit like what you're looking for, okay? But you're not doing it right now with Kyron hurt. Sorry, I will not sit here and say Cam Akers is not better than, because he's like way better than Jake Funk. So I'm not gonna sit here and say Jake Funk should be getting snaps. No. Yeah, he's definitely RB1. I don't know anything yet on Ankrum. We'll wait to hear back on that, but he did miss the entire rest of the game. So O-line was a highlight. Yeah, good to see. I agree. I mean, when you have the lead, you keep your foot on their throat. I totally agree with that. Yeah. Well, I mean, Henderson does that. He's 5'8", so people don't want to give him his props, but Henderson literally moves the pile. I don't think they have an issue with him. I think they have an issue of not using him enough. Yeah, that's the frustrating part of it. I mean, they still won though. So I'm not going to put too much hate on them because you got to win the game. Like I said, if they lost this game, we'd be having a completely different talk. But I'm not about to completely rip on this team for winning against, who knows? We don't know. We have no idea who the Falcons are. Falcons fans don't. The Falcons don't. We don't know. The Falcons, this is what we know, okay? Whether it's fair to say this or not, I'm going to say it. The Falcons are 0-2, and in those 2 losses, the first one came at home, blowing a lead and losing by 1 on a game-winning field goal. And the second, regardless of how it got there, the second was a loss by 4 to the team that just won the Super Bowl. We don't know what the Falcons are. I mean, next week, they go into Seattle. They play them tough. They got the Browns, then the Buccaneers. We're going to find out pretty quickly who this Falcons team is. They seem different, and Marcus Mariota's mobility and his decision-making is going to keep him in games like this. I think at the end of the day, sure, that interception, obviously people are going to hold that against Mariota that are on the Falcons side, but I thought he played well. He played well enough where if you had some turnovers or some lucky breaks, you were going to be in a good position to steal the game. And I think that's exactly what we saw. Mariota kept them in the game. It's credit to him. Ramsey's interception was one of the best I've seen. Yeah, that was pretty. He went up there and basically posterized Bryan Edwards. He did show up today. I think he showed up last week and just didn't get the ball, but, Yeah, I get it. I don't agree with that. Here's the thing. Stafford threw 2 interceptions. I watched all around the league this week, and Stafford comes away with 2 interceptions, but, the other teams had other quarterbacks that didn't get a pick that literally threw one that was, catchable. The way I look at it is this, okay? Stafford threw 17 last year, which was one of his career highs. I think his highest was 19 early on in his career. Interceptions suck, no doubt. They're annoying. I don't like them, whatever. But they're not the end of the world, okay? And on top of that, he's not the only one throwing them. He's not. So I didn't love the decisions, but at the same time, aside from those two throws, he was incredible. I'm not going to sit here and say Stafford's the issue. Yeah, the interceptions suck. They also had a huge lead when they had those interceptions. And the interceptions didn't really lead to them not having the huge lead. Other things did. Like shoddy defense. Things like that. A blocked punt, really? I mean, what are the odds? Like, who's going to get a blocked punt there? I don't know. I mean, I'm a really big fan of Robert Woods, but I think Allen Robinson is better at this point. But I mean, I don't know what to make of Robert Woods. I think he's great, and I think just Tennessee doesn't use him. But yeah, that was a little nerve-wracking, right? I think it's fair to be nervous or worried a little bit about Ramsey because he hasn't been playing well. You just have to hope that that springboard something. That's what you gotta hope. Well, I mean, Darren, he had turnovers last year and they won the Super Bowl. You know, I mean, I don't think that's anywhere near the problem. The problem is they took their foot off the gas. I agree with that. I mean, Alexis, we talked about it. I personally think that the Rams were just about as perfect as you can be in the first half. I mean, aside from the interception, you're going in the first half and you're like, wow. Or you're going into the second half and you're like, wow, the Rams literally just played perfect football, for 30 minutes. I mean, that's what it was, and then to come out the second half and it definitely wasn't all Stafford. I mean, maybe. Troy Hill also got hurt. We don't know what the extent of that injury is. I thought Jacoby Durant came in and played really well. Oh, I hate the cushion. You will not get me defending that. I hate the cushion. I mean, I don't know if I'm switching. It's not like I'm switching his position, on the depth chart to fullback, but he's going to be like a wide receiver fullback, and I'm okay with it. I think it's a good role for him. I think it takes advantage of the things he does well. I agree. I don't know how you look at this game and say, yeah, Jacoby Durant shouldn't start. David Long should. I definitely don't see how that's the case. It was messy, but they got the win. But yeah, it was messy. I loved it too. Thought Coleman Shelton was great. I think he was really good last week. Just kind of was, in a blender last week. You kind of, anytime an offensive line plays poorly, no one really points at the guys that aren't playing poorly. It's just the offensive line is trash. Like that's normally like the consensus. But I thought, when we went through and watched the film, Stafford had more time than given credit for. And on top of it, I think it really came down to just the coverage. The Bills really forced, I think 4 out of 7 sacks were coverage sacks. So, I think that's really what it came down to, last week. But this week they were great. And I think it really starts in that center spot. And I think Coleman Shelton is the best interior. I think he's the best interior offensive lineman they have, period. Center, guard, whatever. I think he's the best. I mean, I really like what I saw out of him. Yeah. Yeah, and how it goes. If I see something that, hey, Henderson's the better back or Henderson this, like Akers, like I don't hate Akers. Can we just make that very clear? I don't have an issue with Cam Akers. I just want the better running back on the field more often. And to have Akers take 5 more carries than Henderson just felt really bizarre to me. It felt more like we were just trying to get him comfortable and get him back in the swing of things. And I think in a way it kind of hurt the offense because, they were fine until they started forcing him the ball. Um, I didn't think he played bad, but I also don't think he was, spectacular either as a runner. But, whatever. Uh, what about DirecTV? I don't know. I thought he really struggled once again, had another bad game. I don't know. Well, I don't think anybody in week 2 is a Super Bowl team. I think the whole thing that makes a Super Bowl team is what you go through and how you build yourself up throughout the year. I mean, I don't think any of these teams could beat the Rams last year in the Super Bowl. I don't think any of these teams in week 2 could beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl. You got to get to that point, and I don't think any team is at that level. Maybe the Bills. We'll see on Monday night, but it's been a weird week. Who knows? Maybe the Bills get upset. That would sure be an interesting narrative. Who knows? That's true. He dropped it. Durant had a game, yeah. I think they'll be fine, yeah. I think they're gonna go on a run. I said it after the Bills loss. I felt like this is a team that's gonna go on a run. I still haven't won the Super Bowl. I still think they're a great team. I'm not worried about them in the slightest. Yeah. You could tell the announcers wanted that. All right, maybe not Mark Sanchez. He was a good announcer, but the other guy, it seemed like he really wanted it. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. It takes a while. I don't like the soft coverage, but as you can see, you generate 3 turnovers. You're doing something right. They just got to get it more tightened up. Yeah, looked very comfortable there, taking advantage of a 7th round. Oh, look at that 7th round pick. Ben Skoranek wasn't even utilized that much as a receiver in college, and now here he is. He's having a legit role on a Super Bowl team. Love it. Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, we'll see. I think it's something that next week against Arizona. Arizona's 1-1. Rams are 1-1. They're coming off a win in which I didn't think they had any chance of winning, and then they pull victory out of the jaws of defeat, and there you go. I don't see the correlation there. Are you saying they should go out and get a corner? Because I think their corners are fine. They have plenty of depth. They could probably just go out and get it. They could bring in another guy. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so this guy's playing. He struggles. Go out and get Jacoby Durant off the bench. Go and get Darion Kendrick or Robert Rochelle. I mean, I don't think they necessarily have to go out and make a move. They might, but I don't think they necessarily have to. What's up, Joe? Yeah, good game. It was good effort there at the end. Like I was saying earlier, if you were watching, we don't know what this Falcons team is. I mean, this team's 0-2, but like I said, they lost a 1-point game last week. There was a 4-point game this week. They got I mean, I don't. I think they could beat Seattle next week. I think that we're gonna find out how good this team really is. That's about as simple as I can make it. If you take away the special teams turnovers, we would have held Atlanta under 20 points and we would have had the momentum. It's true. Yeah, they'll be getting Van back probably next week. Van always does well against the Cardinals, so I feel like I'm definitely, if anybody is like anytime touchdown scorer dependent on their betting and stuff, that's definitely a guy I'm looking at, if I'm being honest. So I got screwed over so hard in my bets today because Matthew Stafford, he finished under the over-under by like 4 yards because they ended up taking away his yards. 272. He had 276 and they took away 272 because of the Cup fumble. Kills me. But at the same time, I don't see it, and I love him to death. and he's been huge, and he's maybe the best non-quarterback on offense. But I don't see anybody holding Cooper Kupp to that same standard, who fumbled the ball and really led to that even being a case. So, I know Stafford's the punching bag. I know anytime he throws a pick, he's a punch. But, Cooper Kupp shouldn't be fumbling the ball. Stafford didn't throw a pick there. He threw it right to him. And Kupp, as great as he's been, if you got to hold on to the ball. They didn't even need the yards there. They don't even need the yards. He catches the ball, he goes down, boom, the game's over. Like fighting for extra yards, they didn't need that. Just run the ball after that. But yeah, I just think, like I said, I think Stafford's the easy punching bag, always has been, always will be. But Cooper Kupp did fumble, and if he doesn't, the game's not as close as it is. If the special teams does a little bit better job in protecting the punter, then it's not the game it is. It doesn't all fall on Stafford. I know, he's the quarterback, and I get it, but it's not all Stafford's fault. Need to get A-Rob more targets. Higbee looked good. Definitely want to see Allen Robinson get more targets as well. Well, like I said, I mean, no team at this point is a Super Bowl team, because no team at this point is good enough to beat a team that won the Super Bowl prior. That's what the NFL is all about. You got to grow to that point. I think, we're way too quick to say this team is not a Super Bowl team, because there were points last year. You were saying, not necessarily you, but there were a lot of people saying the same thing, during November, nasty November, whatever you want to call it. The Rams go 0-3. They look pitiful, right? And I kept coming on here after those games. Yes, it was painful, but I kept coming on here and telling you it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. They're still going to win the Super Bowl. Still believe in Matthew Stafford. No. They're done. It's over. Like, just mail it in, Jake. You're being too much of a Stafford homer. You're being too much of a Rams homer. And sure enough, Stafford was amazing in the postseason, and the Rams won the Super Bowl. So I'm just saying, I understand people want to have breakneck or whatever you want to call it, knee-jerk reactions, but at the end of the day, it's not always that way, right? You gotta let the season progress. I mean, how many teams have started out poorly and then have found their rhythm as the season went on? We're talking about a 1-1 team here that, they started off poorly. Bad first game. Second game, first half, they looked unbelievable. Now they know they can be that team. Well, I think we'll see that moving forward. I think we'll see complete football. I don't want to say it was a fluke, but, there was definitely some moments, that they would want back and all of that. But, all right, let's see. My God, we have so many comments, and YouTube just basically pushed all of them. Well, if I don't make your comment, if I miss your comment, I'm sorry. I got a lot here, and I'm trying to get through them all. Just be sure to throw a comment down again if I missed it. It was our special teams that started the bad momentum. They did not play well. Simple as that. Special teams struggled. Jake, it seemed like Cam Akers don't have the same burst he did last season. Do you think the Rams will trade for another running back at the trade deadline to help Henderson? Maybe. I don't think we're necessarily in that level of concern for Akers. I don't think he's the same running back. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't. I haven't seen the explosion. I haven't seen the confidence. But at the same time, I mean, there's time. He can find his way moving forward. But so far, I haven't been overly impressed, and I think Henderson's looked really good. Yes, I would definitely be all for keeping Shelton at center. I know. It's true. I think if Henderson punches that in, the game isn't even a game. Wow. Yeah, I missed that in real time. This is what happens when you get behind. I'll be better and more diligent with the comments. But yeah, wow. Yeah, I'll take the W as well. Oh my god. You guys are killing it with the comments. I appreciate it. That's really good stuff there. Let's see where chat rate. This is nuts. I think it's saying we've had over 400 comments already. I'm trying to read it, but I can't really tell. Um that's nuts. That's nuts. Absolutely nuts. Yeah. I think that might help a little bit. Bobby Brown isn't really he's not an edge defender. I think Daniel Hardy might get some opportunities. We'll see. I agree with that. I didn't here's the thing. I'm defending him in the sense that I don't think he should be given the blame for this being close. But I'm not saying that he shouldn't get any blame because I don't he didn't need to force that throw, when they're down and they're getting close to the red zone, and he didn't need to throw that to Higbee. Higbee was boxed out. That's a losing effort. I mean, you just don't do that. Oh, you couldn't get me off Stafford if you tried last year. I mean, I was all in on him. I said it when they traded for him that they were going to win the Super Bowl, and sure enough, sure enough. Nah, you're good, man. You're good. Anyone at any point can talk about what they want. As long as you keep it, relevant, I would ask. Well, you don't even have to keep it relevant. I probably just won't answer the question or address the comment, but you know. Wait, who broke his ankle? Oh, Trey Lance. That sucks. I watched the game with a international Game Pass VPN. Thought that was a hell of a win for Detroit. I will definitely be watching House of the Dragon. Probably when we're done with this live stream. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. All right. Here's what we'll do. So after this, I'm gonna go on call in, and you guys are free to call into the show. We're gonna go on Rams Edge, and I'll let you guys talk, and we'll talk about the game. That'll be our post game, and then we'll call it a night. So not NFL Plus. You get a VPN and you get the Game Pass. So once you connect to the VPN, like I put like the UK or Netherlands or something, and then you log into Game Pass. Game Pass will then send you to the international Game Pass website, and then you're good to do all that. What's up, Boondy? Yeah. So let me drop the link in the comment section right quick. Let's see. The international Game Pass is great. Everything else, not really. All right, let me see here. 32. All right, we'll go live on there at 9. That sound good? Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So I got the link. I am East Coast. There you go. There's the call-in link. I will be live at 9. We'll be doing this until, I go live. So, oh man, anyone else tired? I feel like I lost energy from the game. Like it sucked the energy out of me. Man. Yeah, I wasn't even. I don't know. I didn't. I didn't even sleep that well. I mean, no, I slept well. I'm saying I didn't even sleep that. I slept late. Like I didn't even get up that early. Yeah, that's a bummer for Trey Lance. Really, really sucks there. Really sucks there. Yeah, we'll see what ends up happening tonight. Bears and Packers. I don't know if I would say that. I mean, I'm glad they have him for depth, and he, will probably start again. But I'll just say I'm glad they got Coleman Shelton back. That was a big one. Guys, just reminder: be sure to hit the thumbs up. We're at 85 likes here. Got 149 live. Be sure to hit the thumbs up. Let's get this thing up into the hundreds. That'd be great. Yeah, it felt pretty good, honestly. I don't have a rooting interest. I mean, I guess, yeah, I don't feel like either makes any difference. I like the Packers more. Um, but yeah, I don't really have a rooting interest in that one because it's like, does it help the Rams? Not really. But today was crazy, guys. Today was nuts. I mean, the scoring, just the way it came down to the wire and everything in almost every game, just felt different. You know, it truly felt different. Rams come away with 31-27 win. Now let's look at. I mean, I know it's early, but let's look at the standings. So, as of right now, the Rams would be in the playoffs due to tiebreakers over Detroit, New Orleans, and Washington based on best win percentage in conference games. Division tiebreak was initially used to eliminate Dallas. Washington wins tiebreak over Dallas based on strength of schedule. division tiebreak was originally used to eliminate Arizona. Los Angeles wins tiebreak over Arizona and Seattle based on best win percentage in conference games. Division tiebreak was initially used to eliminate Seattle. Los Angeles wins tiebreak over that in best win percentage in conference games. So, as it stands right now, the NFC would be number 1 seeded Buccaneers, number 2 seeded Eagles, number 3 seeded Vikings, number 4 seeded 49ers, number 5 seeded Chicago Bears, 6 seeded New York Giants, and then the 7th seed would be the Los Angeles Rams. Now, one thing I want to say. First off, it's week 2. Okay? I'm just having fun. Second, the Bucs would be the number 1 team, and I'm going to tell you right now, I cannot believe this Bucs team is like getting so favored to win the NFC. Say what you will, they are not better than the Rams. I don't think they're better than the Vikings. They might be better than the Eagles, and we'll see if they're better than the Packers next week, but not very convinced on the Buccaneers at all. Looking at the AFC right now, let's see, who's actually undefeated at this point? Are there many undefeated teams left? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 undefeated teams in the NFC. And then 1, 2, 3. So there's only 8 undefeated teams left. Wow. That's crazy. There's only 3 in the AFC and 5 in the NFC. Buccaneers, Eagles, Vikings. So one of those teams will lose. So there'll be 7. But Buccaneers, Eagles, Vikings, Bears, and Giants. And then on the AFC side, Bills, Dolphins, and Chiefs. So, wow. That'll be Eastern time. My bad. I should have explained that. So 9 p.m. Eastern time, I'll be on the call-in app. And I'll pin the call-in link. Be sure to create an account on call-in. And, just, go and subscribe to the show. And it's basically twice a week I talk Rams on there and give you an opportunity to call into the show and give your thoughts as well. So, it's that opportunity there. But yeah. Do they have stats updated? No, they don't. That's a bummer. I will say I need a touchdown from Allen Lazard. So I'm not rooting for one team, but I am hoping Allen Lazard, catches a touchdown. He should, right? He's back. Rodgers doesn't have a ton of guys to trust except for really Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon, and Randall Cobb, but yeah. And another thing Darrell Henderson was really good at. Just he took him on big time. Great in pass pro. Love to see it. Love to see it. Let's get those likes up at 98 before I head on out of here. I don't think so, because they drafted Russ Yeast and they drafted Quentin Lake for that reason. Rochelle was hurt, so yeah, he's hurt. Well, I know, Darrell Henderson isn't going to get utilized the way he should be, so maybe. I know not to bet on Darrell Henderson ever again. It's not his fault. I mean, he'd run for 110 if he got enough touches. I mean, he just doesn't get enough touches. That's simple. Only getting 10 in this game. Did all the dirty work, man. I don't get it. Did Lazard drop a touchdown? I'm going to lose my mind. Most worried about? Getting too pass happy. I love the pass. I love throwing down the field. I love it. But part of me believes that they move a little bit away from the run. 25 times, okay, they ran the ball a bit, but they got to use Henderson more. I literally, that's the one thing that I took away. I was like, man, they got to use Henderson way more than they're using him. It's that simple. I mean, I would probably hang on to Akers just because he's probably going to get opportunities, but I would definitely go and get Henderson. He shouldn't have been on your waivers. But yeah, definitely go and get Henderson. That'll be important to go and grab him. I mean, Jefferson will be back. OBJ will likely join the team later on in the year. I like our team the way it is. I like the offense. I think the offense was great for the first half, and the second half, just they kind of went away from what was working. So that's what I would say about that. Any final thoughts before I head on out of here? And then we'll go live on call-in. Be sure to click the link for call-in. I just put the pin message. Sign up if you don't already have an account and subscribe. We're at 88. Would love to get to 100. We got to win. Can I get to 100 on this thing? Oh, I went away from it. My bad. I'm stupid. Oh, boy. How's this going to work? Let's see. Can we get 100 on this thing? I'm going to refresh it. Let's see. If you're a Rams fan, let's see if we can get 100 on this thing. I mean, to be fair, Atwell didn't even get a chance. We got 89. So I see 89 in there. Boondy's saying 90. I'm not seeing 90. Maybe I'll try reloading. Still says 89, so probably someone left while I was doing it. The link is pinned in the comment section. If you are a Rams fan, you should do that. I will not leave until it gets to 100. Will not do it. Definitely. I definitely think he can. Oh, got 90. 10 more. Come on, folks. 10 more signups. Right here. Yeah, I mean, you could also call in too. Like, that's the cool thing. Like, anyone's like, hey, can I go on your show? And I'm like, yeah, this is the show. Once again, drop the link again. If you want a podcast that you can either listen to, it's kind of like Twitter Spaces, but better, or you want to just go on this show, call in at any point, give your thoughts on the game. Right here. I don't know why it says tomorrow. I'm going to change that. There we go. $90 subs. Just hit the link. I'm going to keep at it. Got to get to 100. Come on, y'all. You know you want to. You love the Rams. Show me how much you love the Rams. It's weird. It says we only have 30 episodes, but I know I definitely did an episode yesterday. Interesting. Oh, it says 32? Oh, it's weird. It says 30 for me. Oh, Justin Fields fumbled but got it back. Oh, 91. There it is. Keep it up. Appreciate you, GOAT. There's the link. Isaac, I know Isaac's been in the shows. GOAT just joined. I know we can grow this thing. 91 subs. Well, anyway. Oh, 92. There we go. Keep it going. $92 on here. We got 4 to sign up. Let's see if we can get, $93. Let's see if we can get 7 more. 100 subscribers would be nice. Then that way when we go live, you'll never miss a live on call-in. Appreciate you. Yeah, you just have to create an account. It's free. Oh, yeah. Forgot to mention, this is a free app. So, it's exclusive. I'm exclusive to call in this, but it's a free app. So, it's not like you have to pay or anything to use it, which is great. Feels like most apps you do have to pay to use. Still at 93. And we got the Packers are up 3-0. The Bears are, I think, driving. Hard to tell, man. I don't know. The Gamecast has been disappointing lately. I don't know what to make of it. Still at 93. People are still in here. 94 people are in here. 94. There we go. Ooh, Equanimity St. Brown for a 30-yarder. Hey, appreciate you. Thank you, William. LAFC Beast. Appreciate you as well. He is. Got 94 subs. Can we get more for the Rams Edge with Jake Ellenbogen live radio show? Yeah, I think Lance is out for the season. I don't see any way he comes back. The Bears are knocking on the door to take the lead here. Pretty crazy. Come on, folks. 6 more. We got 88 people in here. Odds are 88 of you have not all joined this thing. Maybe. I could be wrong, but... Sounds good, man. Thank you so much. Justin Fields, touchdown. Oh, 95. Need 5 more. Appreciate you, Red State. 5 more subscribers to Rams Edge. Akers wanted the 3 before Beckham was brought in by the Rams, and was it New Orleans? Oh, he was at the New Orleans game to support his best friend Jarvis Landry. Hyman Hill, Ankrum. Okay. I didn't see anything on that. I haven't been on Twitter though. Still 95. We need 5 more. Over 100 people in here. All right, the link I just posted, for those of you who don't know, I have a show that I do on Call-In. It is entirely a Ram show, and it is entirely audio chat. So anyone at any point can call in. You don't have to. There's a comment section, everything. You could just listen. But anyone at any point can call in to the show and give their thoughts. It's an open forum for people that ask when I can come on the show. This is when you can come on the show. 95 people subscribed and trying to get to 5 more subscribers. You sign up. It is free on Call-In. Literally free. So be sure to do that. We're at 95. I'm trying to get to 100 before the end of this stream. And as far as Ankrum, I'm not seeing anything yet. part of the scheme. I personally hate the cushion, as many people know, but it is part of it. Who came in after Ankle went down? That was Alec Jackson. And he played pretty well, I would say. How about that? The Bears went into Lambeau and they're up 7-3 on the Packers. All right, I guess we're going to stick with 95. It's not bad. 7 people in here. Would love to get to 100, but I don't think we're going to be doing that unless I stay here all night. So, that's going to do it for me. If you guys want to have more Rams content, you can watch the replay if you missed anything, or you can head on over to the call-in app. I will be live. I will be talking to people about this game, and we'll be wrapping up Rams and Falcons. Rams won 31-27. We'll have a film breakdown whenever all 22 comes out. My guess it'll be Wednesday, so expect that live film breakdown to drop or, air on Wednesday. But that is going to be it. So appreciate you guys once again. Come over to call in, subscribe. Got 95 people in here for the Rams show. Just be sure to subscribe, and I'll be live at 9 p.m. Eastern time, so 10 minutes. I'll see y'all then. Later, folks.